What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody back again with another video, and your boy Doody's back. That's right. It's been about a week. I've been gone. Had to take some medical leave. That's right. Had to get a minor procedure done. Nothing too serious. I talked about it in my podcast a few weeks ago. If I sound a little out of breath, my apologies. I'm still healing, but I'm feeling better. I'm feeling a lot better. And yeah, I actually feel good enough where I'm gonna be streaming today. At 9:30 a.m. Come check it out if you got nothing better to do. And yeah, so today we're going to be taking a look at the daily wrap after DSP's birthday marathon. That's right. And the roaches actually came in and swarmed and saved the business. That's right. Our boy Phil is riding high with the roaches coming in and spreading some of their roach feces all over him. And Phil's an excited boy. So let's see what he had to say on the Daily Wrap.
Good evening, everyone. DSP here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was my birthday marathon celebration for my 44th birthday. Today, April 6th, 2026. If you're wondering why the background doesn't match what was going on all day.
Okay, I know I'm stopping early, but I think I've said this plenty of time. It's pretty pathetic that a 44-year-old man is celebrating his birthday, one, alone, two, throwing his own party, and essentially acting like a child. Really, I mean, it's pathetic, Phil. Really, give it up. I know that you make a killing on these birthday marathons. Your dents feel the need to shower you with money, but have some self-respect, man. Good God, it just goes to show you that DSP will do anything for money. He'll do anything for money, and that includes, of course, you know, throwing away his his respect for himself, respect for his family. It doesn't matter, because of course the ultimate goal is to just bring in as much money as he can. And instead of taking the day off, spending it with his wife, with his family, whatever, having a good time relaxing, he was online acting like a clown, begging for change. Essentially, that's what, like every other day. But I've said it enough, and I'm going to say it again. These birthday marathons are very pathetic, man. It is, man. If you can't find, if your financial situation is to a point where you can't even take off your birthday, brother, that's some bad shit, brother. You really need to take care of your finances and look at your life, man, and make some changes. Anyway, let's keep going.
All day on stream. It's because I started setting up for tomorrow, and I realized, oh crap, I didn't record the Daily Wrap yet. So.
Nothing lost.
How did the birthday marathon go? Ladies and gentlemen, in perspective of everything, in perspective of, how stuff usually goes for me, in perspective of recent marathons, in perspective of everything, like all things considered, right? Arguably today was one of, if not the best marathons I have ever held in my 18 years as a creator on YouTube. That's not even an exaggeration. Like, today, I couldn't even tell you a negative thing that really happened. Let's explain, right? So we started off today chilling, right? Having a good time, talking. And we spent about an hour together just hanging out, discussing anything that came up. A lot of people coming by to wish me a happy birthday. Of course, a lot of initial contributions coming in. Typically, that always happens with a marathon.
Talk about the money,
people will come
Phil.
by and within the first hour and a half, come by, say happy birthday or whatever, drop a contribution, and, that's it.
This is why, if you ever hear him talk during, before his birthday, the pre-workup before his birthday, he begs people, why, just come on for 1 second. You don't even need to stay. I don't even give a shit if you stay. Just do a drive-by tip. And that's what he wants. He wants people to just come in, throw money, and leave. He's not begging you to stay and hang out to watch shitty content. He just wants you to come in and drop support. That's all he wants to do. And I find it just hilarious, because this guy talks about how meaningful his content is and how people love his content. No, brother, really they don't. They don't. And I know you're gonna be excited because you got whaled out yesterday. You made over $2,000. Of course, most of that was due to the roaches that came in, because Asmongold felt you were so pathetic begging him to come on, that he was like, all right, I'll do him a solid. I'll at least raid his Twitch stream, right? He raided his Twitch stream. I think he initially got about 5,000 people to actually come in to watch. Literally within 15 minutes, that 4,000 people dropped to like 250. It literally dropped to 250. Because, of course, the people that didn't know who he was or didn't come by during the first Asmongold interview, were like, "Oh, okay, who's this guy?" And then they watched a few minutes of it, and they were like, no, we're not. This isn't interesting." So of the 4,000 plus people that were there, he lost 3,500 people instantly, like within 15 minutes. And of course, throughout the rest of the day and the afternoon, and that was what, around 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night. You had about 100, 150 people on Kick, and the people that were there were the people that were there during the first Asmongold, whatchamacallit, where they threw him money, and of course those dents start going into a bidding war or a tipping war or whatever. And I think he was around $600 before it all started. And after it was all said and done, he walked away with a little over $2,000. Even with the Asmongold bump, he still couldn't manage to beat the Kino Casino RTU stream, which I know he's dying to do. He's dying to make over $3,000 so that he can shove it in Kino Casino's face. But even on his birthday marathon with an Asmongold bump, and Asmongold actually, sending over his viewers over there, he still couldn't manage to break that threshold. But of course, and the other thing too, Phil, is that you did nothing different. The birthday marathon was literally the same shit you put out every day. A morning show where you sat there and waited for contributions to come in. You played shitty fighting games, right? Boring shitty fighting games. You were terrible at fighting games. You did a feasting with the pig, right? Not even a feasting with the pig. You basically ate pizza and just watched people watch you eat it like a disgusting pig. And then you just sat there and waited for people to give you more contributions. Literally did the same thing he does every single fucking day. Nothing changes, but he wants to sit there and act like, my God, this marathon was so amazing. The content, everything was great. The only thing great about it, Phil, was that you made over $2,000. And you needed it badly because tax time's around, brother. We all know that taxes are due April 15th, 1. And your last 3 marathons before that were just terrible. So you needed this to come in, brother, and come in the clutch and make sure that you got that money early so that you can pay your tax bill. Right, Phil? All right. So let's hear him talk about how amazing it was.
Today's marathon was based around games that I wanted to play. So old school fighters, like the big 4, Super Turbo, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Capcom vs. SNK 2, and if those games didn't really pan out or we got bored, Super Mario World, my favorite platformer of all time, which was a great idea because me picking the games and being games that either I'm good at or I really like allowed me to basically have a great time playing them. There were no duds. You know what I'm saying? And so everyone who liked me came by today. Of course, my trolls also came by, but the fact that there was so many people coming by who actually like me and my content, they weren't here to see, hey, will he like this random game? But instead, hey, Phil's playing the stuff he's good at, his forte. Let's see how he does. It worked, okay? First game, Super Turbo. We actually ended up playing Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Anniversary Edition on the Capcom Fighting Collection 1. We ended up playing 3 or 4 people, including, guess what? Guess who the first person was who I played today? Evil AJ, the guy who originated This Is How You Don't Play. Okay? And it was a good set.
I tell you, he's never going to let that go. His hatred for Tevin and Evil AJ will never subside. He'll be on his deathbed and he'll still be cursing the name Evil AJ and Tevin. I mean, the 2 OGs from back in the day that started the phenomenon, which is detracting on DSP. They were the first main detractors that actually leaked through and got people to see how terrible of a person DSP is. So I want to give a big shout out to Evil AJ and, of course, Tevin the GOAT.
And I gave him props. He's a good player. We went back and forth with matches. It was actually fun because it actually wasn't that laggy. It was a little bit laggy, but it wasn't that bad. Like, we've had much worse matches on other collections. It actually was pretty good, and we had a good time. Then I played 2 or 3 other people, and I showed my stuff. I used a variety of characters, and I basically kind of dominated. And everyone had a great time with that. They were like, wow, Phil's showing how good he is at old school fighters, right? Then we played Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And again, it was hard to find opponents, but we found some. Pretty much everyone who I played was a Grandmaster or higher, while I was like a Diamond, and I basically wiped the floor with them. Pretty much kicked ass, okay? We also played Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. And again, we couldn't really find anyone in that one who was a high rank, but everyone we played, I basically spanked them. So, no lie, 3 fighters we played today, I shined. And if you want to see me play old school fighters and have a great time, people were like, I don't understand. I wish you were like this with Street Fighter 6. And I'm like, I'm never going to be like this with Street Fighter 6 because these are games I grew up playing. These are games that I have thousands of hours in, right? So I have knowledge and, fundamentals that the people who are trying to play them today probably don't have?
No, that's not what it is. What it is you have a player pool in those older games that are tiny. They're very small. Okay, Phil. That's the first thing. The other thing too is yes, connection, all this other bullshit, right? You do have an enhancement because you are playing on PC and you do have business style internet. Whatever people are probably playing it are just casual people. So that's why I guess you would say you're pretty good at it. But play a game, a mainstream fighter game like Street Fighter 6, where everyone is not, well, not everyone, but, you know, good players, people that play fighting games are actually there, and you suck at them. Why? Because you have more competition, okay? That's the reason why, Phil. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If you're that good at fighting games, because you have fundamentals, you can apply those same fundamentals that you have on those older Street Fighter games into Street Fighter 6, but you can't because the competition is way much harder and better, and you have more people there to actually challenge you and kick your ass. Okay, Phil? So let's be honest here, okay? You know, just another excuse from Phil why he sucks at Street Fighter 6. And every other day is a different excuse. Lag, netcode, the internet connection, they're cheating, lag switches. It's just ridiculous. Now, of course, it's the fundamentals aren't the same. Jesus Christ.
And I could just jump in literally half drunk. Like, I had a ton of drinks today, right? I had 3 or more cut waters. I had probably 4 shots of this guy. I had, you know, a ton of liquor. But I was still playing at a good level. People were like, we can't believe you're playing that well when you're drinking. Well, yeah, because these are the games, I have this innate knowledge of it. I have this, like, muscle memory. So
I watched the whole fucking marathon. No one said that, Phil. You got to remember, Phil, I don't think Phil knows this, but Raw Phil shows your chat, both Kick and YouTube, Phil. No one said that. No one gave a shit. They sat there to watch you play shitty Street Fighter collection games, and that was it. Most of the people were busy chatting with each other. The Kick chat was just LARPing like always. And, of course, you had your dents that support you, old-time dents, people that felt sorry for you because they heard the bed call for your birthday, and they came in and dropped support. Most of it was very small support. And by the way, let's not forget, I counted roughly maybe about $200 in fake tips. These were tips that came in early because, you know, Phil needed he needed to prime that tip jar and make it seem like, hey guys, look, everyone's supporting. You need to support too. And not just support, you need to support big. It's my birthday, guys, so I expect $100, you know, I think he received $200 donations, and then the rest of them were just small super chats here and there. And then, of course, when the Asmon dents came in, they just started dropping kicks and subs. So let's be honest here, Phil. Okay, let's keep it honest. But again, Phil doesn't think that people. That's the other thing too. I want to say is Phil thinks that, you know, he can get away with saying anything because he puts so much content out there that there's no way people are gonna know what he said or track what he did. So he just comes out and says whatever the fuck he wants to say because he figures, you know what, no one's gonna remember what he said a day before or even a few hours within the stream. But the internet remembers, Phil, and the other thing is all your shit, all your comments, everything is archived, brother. You got Twitter posts of what you said, you got videos, you got detractors posting shit, you got Reddit, you got all of these forums where your shit is tracked 24/7 and people know exactly what you said and what you do, Phil.
I can still play them at a decent level even when inebriated. People loved it, right? They really did. They had a great time with that. Food, I ordered some pizza, I ordered a sandwich and a baked potato, so I had a variety of food for dinner. There was no birthday cake. There was no need for it. Like, between me chilling and playing all of these games and drinking and having fun with the audience, there was no need for a birthday cake celebration or anything like that. Everyone really enjoyed, you know, what we...
Again, did nothing unique, did nothing different, didn't even bother getting the birthday cake. Just low fucking effort, man. Low. You would have thought he would have dressed up like a bird, you know, had the hat. Do something. If you're going to be a clown, Phil, go all the way. Put on the clown suit, put on the clown makeup. Didn't even bother doing that. Just basically sat there with his arms folded, just waiting for people to throw money in his way. Low effort fucking content. And again, this marathon was the boringest marathon I've ever watched. There was literally nothing to watch. The only interesting part was when Evil EJ beat him in Street Fighter Turbo and whooped his ass. That was the only interesting thing. Other than that, I couldn't even tell you one memorable moment of this goddamn birthday. At least typically during the marathons, you remember 1 or 2 segments here and there where you either crashed out or something funny happened. Nothing happened. Literally nothing happened. He sat there with his arms folded waiting for people to throw him money, and all he did was the same shit he does every day. He did nothing different. Absolutely nothing. And didn't even, I mean, just sad and pathetic, man. You would have thought, like, you know, you know you're going to get wailed on your birthday, right, Phil? Why don't you do a giveaway? That would have been a memorable moment for you. Do a small giveaway for your viewers, just as a small thank you. Give a $100 gift card away. Or give multiple $20 gift cards or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, just as a small little thank you. Like, hey, I want to appreciate, I want to highlight you guys and just say thank you. That would have been like, all right, well, you know, all right, DSP is kind of getting it. No, not at all. Fuck that. Nope. I got to pay my taxes. Nothing is more important. I'm not going to give you any money. Let's not forget, DSP actually said, you know, he's the actual charity. He needs the money, okay? Anyway, I'm going to stop it here. We still got 4 more minutes. He's going to talk about Pokemon. No one gives a shit. If you got nothing better to do, come hang out. Dude's going to make a return. 9:30. Should be a lot of fun. We'll go over the birthday a little bit. I'm going to mostly probably focus on the whole April Fool's LTG, you know, nonsense or whatever. I'll probably watch that. But we'll cover a little bit of the birthday marathon. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out, everyone.